What's good, y'all? Listen, look, I'm mad I even gotta say this.
Why are we acting like this is not EGREGIOUS? Don't get your fucking
There's nothing wrong with hate. You've got to hate some things with a passion. And destruction, they must dislike and hate with a passion.
Hello out there. Peace be one to the family. How are we doing today on this lovely evening? It's a Tuesday. Oh my bad. I was about to say Tuesday night for some reason. It's a Monday night. I'm tripping. I'm a little late. I actually want to go live a little earlier, but had some other unplanned events in the way. I kind of got in the way of that, but still want to go live. So here we are. Okay, I'm off the late night. All right. Not really late night. It's only 10:45. I feel like that's not that late, but we here with it. So it's good to be here. Glad y'all here. Shout out to the chat. What's up, Mom Sword? What's up, Shelly the Great? How y'all doing? So yeah, we got a couple things, actually a lot of things to get into. First things first, though, happy late Juneteenth. Y'all know my flag came 2 days late. Look at this. Oh, I got a little, it's supposed to be a little scarf, you know, like it's like I wear on my outfit. I was gonna put it in my back pocket or something. I didn't know if I was gonna wear a hat, but I was gonna wear it on my head if so. So yeah, this joint come on the damn 21st. I said, man, why would y'all do something? I feel like that was the government intercepting. Okay, that was on bullshit. Because how y'all gonna make sure this one was supposed to come on like the 17th? It was actually on the 16th. It was supposed to come 3 days before Juneteenth, and the joint come 2 days after. I know what y'all doing. The CIA is wicked. I don't put nothing past y'all. I know what y'all be on. All right. So yeah, I couldn't get my little Juneteenth flag until late, but we got it. I'm gonna have it for next year, and until we get to wear it again, we're gonna put it right back in. Yeah. Put it right back there in the background with the rest of the flags for now. Okay. Because we still gotta represent. Shout out to the ancestors. I hope y'all had a wonderful Juneteenth. I hope y'all was wearing the correct colors. Okay, because we talked about on For the Culture. Let me get into that in a second too. But I made a video about that on Instagram too. That the correct colors from Juneteenth is red, white, and blue. Hello flag. Had a bunch of tethers in my comments. And a couple Negroes at Foundation of Black Americans that was like confused Negroes. Let me just say that. Talking about no, I'm for all Black people. RBG colors. We need to wear RBG colors. You know, I'm for all. You know, Juneteenth is for Black people across the globe. No, the fuck it's not. Okay, y'all can participate just like we participate in some of y'all festivities and holidays. It's cool, but keep it respectful. Keep it within FBA bounds. Okay, red, white, and blue is the colors. We got a flag for a reason, baby. So respect the colors, respect the lineage, respect the culture. Keep it within our bounds, and that's for Tethers and Foundation of Black confused ass Foundation of Black Americans. So yeah, was not feeling that. But yeah, we did touch on that on the For the Culture podcast. If y'all haven't checked that out, please go check that out. The link is in the bio on both of these. So please go check out the latest episode. We went through some things to get that episode done. Okay, and it didn't even come out the way we wanted, so we had to double back and do a part 2. Y'all go check the For the Culture channel. We did a part 2 to it. We kind of did like a review of what we did talk about. And we got to add more things in and go into detail some more. So go check out the original, please, but then go check out part 2 because that's really the more thorough version, okay? But yeah, shout out to Brother Afro Lee. I know we get it done, baby. You know we be one, baby. Shout out to For the Culture, okay? Also, on not on Juneteenth, the day before Juneteenth, I went to the Kendrick Lamar concert. Shout out to Kendrick and SZA. I wore my little Kendrick and SZA shirt that I bought on the second part to the For the Culture episode. And no, I didn't get it from the concession stand. I'm sorry. The lines was too long. I waited to the end to get it. I walked outside. The brother had him. He was like, yo, I got you. 2 for 30. I mean, he was like $20 for a shirt, $20 for a shirt. My friend was like 2 for 30. He was like 2 for 30. I got you. So man, my sister had to get up on that deal. Support Black owned. It wasn't their Black owned, but it was still through a Black person. So that's all that matters. But yeah, so shout out to that brother with them shirts on the low. I appreciate you. Because I know them damn scissors, what you call shirts, even though their shirts look way better. They had like arm fatigue and stuff like that. Them joints probably like $40, $50. Them tickets was enough. I'm glad I got my little shirt for $15. That was a bless. But yeah, so yeah, make sure y'all go check that out. And we did do our first Twitch episode, me and Amir. So make sure y'all follow us on Twitch because we did our first episode on the Kendrick show, the day of the Kendrick show, and it was great. We was streaming for a long ass time too. So, but we did do it on the same time. Funny Mike did his thing, so you know. Yeah, a lot of people was watching that shit. It's okay. We're going to stream again. Stay tuned. But yeah, make sure y'all subscribe and follow us on Twitch and on our YouTube so y'all can see the clips, because we're going to put clips up there this week. I've been editing today, so I'll have some clips up there this week of it. But yeah, so just a little update on some couple things that's been going on so far. Hello, Torian. I see you in the chat, darling. Marcus Moore, JJ, hello. So yeah, we got a lot of things to get into, man. Man, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, y'all. World War III, damn, Tyler Perry, damn, all types of shit. I don't even know where I want to start. There's hella shit going on. Let me see. Where are we going to start at? We're going to start with Tyler Perry. I don't know if I'm more live on TikTok. I might have to wait for Tyler Perry. We're going to give it like 15 minutes. I don't know if some of the details, how egregious. I got an article pulled up, but I don't know how egregious them details, because I seen some of the screenshots of the messages. All of it. Let me say this. Let me just start with this. Tyler Perry. I don't know why he ain't came out of the closet. Niggas been saying that since the Boondocks episode. I mean, honestly, before that, any man in a dress, you a little, we looking at you sideways anyway. I'm gonna just say that. Gotta be careful because TikTok right here. But we looking at you sideways anyway. So it's like, brother, the fact that, I mean, I hope that he's not concerned about anybody questioning his sexuality, because, brother, it's been in question since Madea started. So let's just, no, that ain't the what you call it. Now, the big thing is whether this is a Karen or Ken situation, and them trying to take down another black millionaire type situation, because that's what it kind of feels like. We can get to the details, but that's what it kind of feels like. This ain't feeling like no real victim type situation, but we're gonna get into the details. We'll read just from what I've seen. I'm gonna read the article and see if I get a change of perspective. But from what I've seen so far, it looks like that nigga trying to get a bag. He's suing for $260 million. Yeah, that nigga's trying to get a bag. We're gonna get into that in a minute though. What else can I get into right now? Oh, let me start with this, because I just mentioned this on TikTok. Now, this is very unfortunate news, because I really rock with this brother. I was rocking with this brother for a minute. Lord Jamar. I was rocking with Lord Jamar for a minute, for like a few years now. Honestly, I want to say pre-pandemic is when I really got onto his content. And it's crazy because I think the first time I really started to see started to hear his opinions and perspective was his Vlad interviews. Ironically. Now, the last, like, I'm not sure how long it's been going on, maybe a year or so, or actually like 2-3 years. People have been boycotting Vlad, okay? And Lord Jamar and Godfrey was at the kind of like the spearheading this boycott of Vlad. Okay, now you still have some Negroes that were still going back on the show, of course. Boosie, I don't know why the fuck he keep going back up there and giving that nigga views. He must be giving him a bag to keep coming back on his show. Because he's probably one of the only reasons why black people even tune into that bullshit. But he needs to stop going up there, to say the least. So yeah, a lot of people was rallying behind him though, especially on the grassroots, to like not watch his content, okay? Because he disrespected the minister, he lied on him, he never apologized. Oh, he did apologize, but like 3 years later, gave out a bullshit apology. And like, honestly, at that point, it really didn't mean anything. Honestly, the apology was necessary, but even if he gave an apology right after, I still was boycotting him, because he was completely, I mean, he's a culture vulture. He's an exploiter. He exploits the black community. There's no reason for us to really be watching him. He adds no value to black entertainment, to black culture, to black people, period. So it's really no reason for us for him to be in our spaces. We have plenty of black podcasts, plenty of black interviewers, plenty of black media outlets now on the grassroots for y'all to be upping. Okay, I mean, it's no reason for y'all to be over there. Okay, so I never really liked Vlad. A lot of people kind of felt like that as well. So yeah, but it's disappointing because him in particular, him and Godfrey, like I said, were the spearheads of boycotting his channel, right? And you know what's ironic, even more ironic, because Lord Jamar, I think him and Godfrey had a falling out, and Lord Jamar was like, yeah, Godfrey gonna fold and go back over there and do an interview. Well, come to find out, Lord Jamar is the one that folds first and went to go do a damn interview with Vlad. He went to go do the fucking interview. So I don't think it's came out yet. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to watch that shit regardless. But when people found out, they took a picture together and posted. I think Vlad posted or something. So people found out that he was doing an interview with him. So when people found out, everybody was upset, justifiably so, and was kind of dragging Lord Jamar. Even Godfrey did like a response video, like, yeah, I don't know why he would do that. That's egregious. Like, I don't know why he'd go back on his word, etc., etc. Lord Jamar comes out. I should go to his page. Let me go to his page because he actually got 3 videos up here. Let me go to his page. Lord Jamar comes out with this these response videos. Mind you, the comments was on at first. He has all the comments off on his videos now. He comes back out with these response videos, telling people why he went on Vlad or why it's not a big of a deal, whatever the hell. Let's listen.
Peace. Grand Rising on this Wisdom Cipher Day, all being born to wisdom. I hope you had a great Juneteenth, as did I. I'm reporting live from my backyard right now. So recently, I went on Vlad TV, and some people were very happy about that. Some people were disappointed. I'm hearing that people made videos, showing their discontent and all of that. All I can say is my obligation is to civilize the uncivilized, okay? My job is not to preach to the choir. And many times you need to go where the uncivilized people are at. Now, originally, this whole Vlad boycott started because he didn't apologize to Minister Farrakhan. Well, fast forward 5 years later, he's apologized. I know what I said about Mr. Godfrey. And yeah, I guess that looked bad. Me saying that about him and then changing my mind. But guess what? As a grown man, I have the right to change my mind. Once certain information, more information comes into play about certain things that I'm not going to get into the full specifics of, but I have more clarity on the situation as a whole. And that's the decision I decided to do when looking at the big picture. So anyone who's a true supporter of me, who actually subscribes to my channel, who actually, donates regularly and gives super chats, if I disappointed you, pardon me, I love you, and pardon me. Anybody else, y'all are just white noise, okay? But love to all of y'all. Yeah, listen, mission was accomplished. We wanted Vlad to apologize, and he apologized, okay? So that being said, we did the boycott on Vlad. Y'all didn't support it. Wisdom Cipher Day, all being born to wisdom. I hope you had a great Juneteenth.
Who didn't support it? See, my thing is, I could maybe take this weak ass excuse if the people that actually followed y'all really wasn't supporting it. But the people that really fuck with y'all really was not supporting Vlad. I have not watched Vlad since he said that shit about a minister. And I used to watch some of his, I never liked Vlad. I always knew he was somebody said he working with the CIA, with the feds, CIA, allegedly. I believe that. So it's like, I've never taken his platform seriously. The only reason I was watching is because people like him and other intellectuals or other entertainers that I liked opinions of, I would watch some of their stuff. That was the only reason I was watching his content. But as soon as he disrespected the minister and we took a stance, well, I thought we took a real stance, I completely shut that off. That was like that for many other black people on the grassroots, a foundation of Black Americans, at least, on the grassroots. Somebody just said I haven't watched Vlad in years. So who are you talking about? Are you talking about the entertainers, the lost Negroes, the thirsty Negroes that do anything for a check that was still going up there? Of course. I mean, a lot of our people, it's a side effect of white supremacy. Of course, did you really think Negroes are still not going to go up there? Of course, Negroes are still going to go up there. Those are not the Negroes we concerned about, though. So it's like, The fact that you're going to use this weak ass excuse like, oh, yeah, he apologized and look, I'm not trying to preach to the choir. I'm trying to reach a platform. He has 6 million. Who the fuck cares, bro? Do you know how many black platforms have hundreds, thousands, millions of subscribers now? You got 85 South Show. You got The Dialogue. You got, it's Art of Dialogue. You got, what's the other brother name? I just seen Dr. Umar. I think it's Up Show. It's hella black media sites. Even if it's not one that has 6 million, you could go on a couple and reach a good amount of people. It's no reason for you to have to go. And even if you're going to go to a non-black platform, there's other non-black platforms you could have went to outside of Vlad with huge followings. Just because he was probably the only one with offering you a bag, I think that's what it is. This is what I don't like, is don't hide behind the bullshit, because you already sitting up here like an uppity Negro with the cup in your hand, the bullshit ass pool in the back, like you got money, like you got it like that, brother. And really what is kind of, it feels like a dog whistle, like, look, white supremacists, I'm up for sale. Hey, look, the integrity is out the window now, I'm up for sale. I done got a little bag, I'm sipping my tea, I got the pool in the back, like, yeah, it's all good now. Now I come on, like, what are we talking about, brother? You was just on CNN not too long ago, debating Candace Owens. Not CNN, you was on the Piers Morgan show. He has millions of followers. That's not Vlad. Nobody was complaining about you going on Piers Morgan show. So if you got access to people like Piers Morgan, why wouldn't you have access to other, similar platforms? You had to go back to him, brother. Just be honest and say it was full bag. Like, can you skip the nonsense? Because clearly you don't give a damn anyways. You done turned off the comments. The brother that turned off the comment, he made the comments limited, and I commented on here. So he just recently turned. I commented egregious. You lost me, bro. And I've unfollowed his ass. That was 3 days ago. Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And then you're going to turn off the comments because hella people in the comments saying, bro, this is weak as hell. You sound like a coward. You sound da-da-da. You sound like a sellout, blah, blah, blah. Like, rightfully so. But you should have seen that coming, and you got up here like you was justified in your actions, sir. It's weird. Like, it's given, yeah, man. And that's why I'm like, it's hella disappointing. I don't want to get up here and call you an agent, or call you a coon, or call you, you know what I'm saying? There's a list of things that you could be called for this action. I'm not going to do that, because I have been rocking with Bruh for a long time, and I hope that he has a changing heart again, because apparently he said, I'm a grown man. I got the right to change my mind about what you do. Well, you also have the right to change your mind back and get back in your right state of mind, because clearly you're not in it. Clearly you've been blinded by them white supremacist dollars that's been exploiting our community, that you haven't vehemently exposed for the last couple years. And now you're over there tap dancing for this. Like, it's not, brother, it's not it. Brother, this ain't it. He came back with 2. I think this one, no, he not even.
Listen,
let me just see.
Mission was accomplished. We wanted Vlad to apologize, and he apologized. Okay? So that being said, we did the boycott on Vlad. Y'all didn't support it. You know what I mean? People were still going up to Vlad. People were still watching his videos. The man got 6.1 million subscribers on YouTube. I have 174,000.
Yeah, bullshit. I'm sorry.
Oh, one last thing. Those of y'all talk about I had on the Mexican Jordans. Well, you ain't got to worry about those no more. ICE came to the crib and took them. Oh.
Yeah, not funny. Lil Jamar, I don't know what the hell you got going on, brother, but you need to reel it in. You need to reel it in. Put that little tea. I don't know if the teacup is symbolic for like and get out when they hypnotize your ass and now you sipping the tea. Brother, put the Kool-Aid down. Cause nigga, that ain't it. I'm sorry. This is a terrible look, brother. You cannot spearhead something like that. And mind you, like I said, there's been other Negroes, but you and Godfrey voluntarily put yourselves at the forefront. Y'all not even a part of the Nation of Islam. Neither one of them are part of it. I think he's a 5% of Lil Jamar. But neither one of y'all in the Nation of Islam, y'all voluntarily put yourselves out there to say, and mind you, this is after both of them have been on it multiple times. They already had a close, like, at least business relationship with Vlad. So y'all voluntarily y'all could have stayed quiet on the issue. You could have. I'm not gonna stay y'all because Godfrey ain't double back. And mind you, Godfrey non-NBA. I'm like, damn. Actually, I think Lord Jamar is half non-FBA too, if I'm not mistaken, because he had a little pushback when the FBA term was coined, when Tariq first created that term. I think he had a little pushback for it because he's, I think, half non-FBA, if I'm not mistaken. Which was, I was looking at him a little funny style then. But yeah. So the fact that you're doing this now, after you voluntarily put yourself at the forefront of the boycott of this platform, and now you're trying to turn around and make this seem like it's not that big of a deal. Oh, yeah, I just changed my mind. Oh, we got what we wanted. We didn't get what we wanted. That weak ass apology don't mean anything. He's still a white supremacist cultural vulture. He still very much exploits our community. He still very much does nothing for us. He still very much gives nothing back. So what are we like? Regardless of the apology, sir, stand on business, brother. You folded, and this is weak as hell. I'm sorry. I can't respect it. I'm not rocking with that. I'm not liking it. I'm not loving it. No. I had to unfollow that brother expeditiously. I'm not rocking with that. I'm sorry. And there's been other black people that stepped out and said something about it, like he should have disrespected the minister. He did it. But other people weren't at the face of the boycott. These niggas, like, you are literally the first. I think they actually were the people that actually created it, that started it. Like, y'all, we need to stop. We're not going to Vlad until he apologized. We're not Like, y'all were the first and the loudest people on this. And you got the nerve to turn around at with a pool behind you, with a teacup, acting like you this Sadiddy Negro, like you just don't need the grassroots no more. You know what? I'm getting access to the whites now, so I don't need support from you Negroes. That's the energy I'm getting from that. I don't need you Negroes support on the grassroots anymore. I have access to the whites and the non-blacks, so I'm going to go over there and make money from them, and then maybe I'll turn around and do something for you Negroes afterwards. That's what it feels like, brother. It's like hella egregious. Why wouldn't you could have at the very least, had the decency to address this in the correct way on your stream. He has a whole YouTube platform. You have your own platform, sir. On top of this, nigga, you got your own platform. So it's like, brother, you could have at the very least had the decency to address this with a straight face. Maybe even had some people call in, like really, you know what I'm saying? And really combat, try to, you know what I'm saying, logically work out the fact how you ended up back on that platform. But I bet you couldn't really work that out in your mind. So you said, let me just do a little trolling video so it looked like I'm not a coward and I'm just ignoring niggas. You know, so I'm going to say something about it. But you still look egregious, bro. You still look hella like this is hella disrespectful, man. I'm sorry. This ain't that, man. I'm not rocking with it. I can't get with it. I'm not rocking with it. I'm not jig. I can't get jig with it. It's no. It's a no for me. That's not it. I'm sorry. Brother, do better. That's not it. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying another brothers talk about that, but brothers, get on it. The brothers are streaming, that's on the black new media. I need for y'all all these brothers to do reaction chat. I need for y'all to react to that bullshit, because that was some bull. I'm sorry. That was egregious, to say the least. For sure. Y'all need to get up on that brother line ASAP and tell him about himself, because that ain't it. I'm sorry. That's why I'm like, I ain't gonna do too much. But I had to say something about that. That was outrageous. Lord Jamar, I'm sorry. And I rock with his content, man. I'm like, damn. I rock with your content, brother. Why you had to go and do some egregious shit like that? That's insane. But yeah, man. You win some, you lose some. We here with it. You know, side effects of white supremacy. It is what the fuck it is. Now let me see. We got a couple other things to get into. Do I want to get into OT, the racist? Let's see. Should we get into him next? The Mexican OT. Yeah, let me just touch on this right quick, because actually, shout out to the brothers and sisters I went live with on TikTok. A couple days ago, I did a panel with them on TikTok, because this nigga, let me watch my words, because TikTok, they're gonna get me. This Latino OT to Genesis. I'm sorry, I said OT to Genesis. The Mexican OT. I'm about to say, my bad, not OT Genesis. Not OT Genesis. When I say OT, I just think of OT Genesis. That's actually a black rapper. I don't know if he's an FBA, but that's a black rapper. Now, this Mexican rapper, OT, he's from Texas. Mind you, he's a Trump supporter. Let me just start with that too. He's a Trump supporter, big Trump supporter, okay? And he's a Latino, ironically. But he was recently on Angela Yee's, I think, what is this, Lip Service? What show is this? Backlash and Receipt, the comments spoken on. Yeah, the Lip Service podcast that don't nobody really watch. Angela Yee kind of been dried up since she left the Breakfast Club. Ain't nobody watching that shit, except for maybe some old hags that's still trying to experience some shit from their 20s. They still on some old horny shit. It's just egregious. I can't get with the old women cougar style. They talking about all types of wild shit. Y'all are too old for that shit. Okay, leave that for the 20-somethings. Damn, y'all are in y'all 40s. I think 50s. I don't even know. Too damn old to be talking about some of the shit they be talking about. Okay, it's egregious. Especially for some of the younger people that they have on. It's like, damn, nigga, like egregious. I never could get into it. That's why I don't watch her shit. But she got this Negro up here. Mind you, I think Angela Yee was like, what's her ethnicity? Let me just see. Matter of fact, let me play the clip. I'm gonna look it up while I'm looking at it. But watch this clip right quick. And this is Cleo Trapper. She's a guest star, I'm assuming, on this podcast as well. She's Nigerian. Okay. She's the person that asked this question, and she's Nigerian. But watch how they react to the answers of this question and what he says.
Feel like you could say the N-word?
I feel like I can say it, but not because of that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Mm-hmm. I wish there was some black dudes in here.
Wellin right there. And this one right here. Not
okay, well, we're gonna use him. What the fuck are you gonna do about it, you know? And then second of all, I grew up loving these. I grew up fighting with them. I grew up eating with them. I grew up doing bad shit. I grew up loving with them. You know, I got family. And it's not even about family. Even if I wasn't related to nobody, I'm black. I mean, it was. It's what I was surrounded by, you know? Like, I respect people that they feel that way. Mm-hmm. And that's why I try to shut up about it.
Right.
But if you're from where I'm from or anywhere, what the f gonna do about it? You know? It's like I don't went to the jungle and earned the lion's head. Mm-hmm. You know?
I feel like a lot of people. Do you feel like you?
Interesting. He used the term. He used an analogy of the jungle, and you earn the lion's head, huh? I'm assuming that you probably equate black people to y'all know what animal I'm thinking of. But it's not a coincidence that he used that. He used the zoo. Let me just finish the clip first.
That are from Latino descent here in New York feel that same way. Mm-hmm. The Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans.
I mean. And not even trying to justify. I just got dropped off before us. That's all it is.
Got dropped off first. It's crazy.
We from the same boat.
That are from
Yeah. See, I don't like this. Let me start with what he just said. What he just ended with. That whole we all was on the same boat thing. The only time they like to use that bullshit is to get away with anti-black racism. It's to cover the anti-black racism with, but we all was on the same boat. I'm black too. We all come from Africa. Then but when it's something that when you can align yourself with whiteness, like that Trump, like you being a Trump supporter, you don't hear that. It was when you was running around here talking about we love Trump, vote for Trump. You wasn't saying we all got dropped off at the same boat. You know what I'm saying? So they love to use that bullshit ass little boat thing when it comes to when they can use it to their advantage. Okay, but it's not like that when we out here in these streets when we getting killed by police. When we, you know what I'm saying? When we're dealing with the oppression of white supremacy, and we may need some allyship, which we honestly don't need it because we never had it, and we've been alright. But when we could have used it, y'all don't like to say, "Oh yeah, we got off on the same boat." But when it's something when you want to say, "Nigga," is, "Oh, we got off on the same boat." Oh well, I grew up with y'all. Oh well, I earned my stripes. I earned my lion head in the jungle. I grew up fighting, and you see even how he starts with it, even how he starts with that aggression. Oh, I wish it was a man in here. Oh, it's only one. Mind you, everybody on this podcast is not FBA. I just looked up Angela Yee's ethnicity. She's African and Chinese, not a Black American. Cleo Trapper, the first girl who asked the question, she's a Nigerian. This girl right here, I think she's some sort of Caribbean or something like that. None of them are Black Americans. So the fact that they even bringing this up is honestly a little offensive within itself. Because why the fuck is it any of your business? Why is it your concern who is or who is not saying nigga? Baby, you barely got the right to say it, okay? Because y'all wouldn't want to shoot in the drill. I'm just saying. Y'all ain't have no signs up in Africa talking about no N-words allowed. Let's just keep it a bean. That was an American problem. That's an American slur. That's where it originated from. Not over there. Y'all ain't know nothing about that till y'all came over here. Y'all wouldn't even be saying it if we wasn't saying it. So let's just keep it a bean. The fact that y'all are even bringing it up is a little offensive within itself. That shouldn't even been a fucking question. You should have just tried to avoid that. You know what? If we bring a Black American on here, then we'll have that conversation. But we're not the right people to even be discussing that, to be defending it, unless you are defending it. But even then, that's not the conversation that you should be trying to have as a non-Black American person. That ain't the type of questions you should be asking. But the fact that y'all tether to our culture so much, that y'all cosplay as us so much, a little part of y'all a little deluded. Some of y'all a little delusional and think that y'all really are us. Some of y'all really too far gone within our culture. Y'all ain't been back to y'all homelands in a minute because y'all love to just vacation there and then come right back and then talk about how much better it is home, but then stay y'all asses over here and tell us how much we need to go back to a country that your ass been fleeing from and your parents been fled from. But it's so much better over there. Oh, I'm going to retire over there. So why the fuck you going to live over here for 50 years, but you going to go back over there for the last 20 years of your life, the last 15. But it's so much better over there. Okay. So the same Negroes doing that is the same ones that want to come over here and get up in our spaces and have conversations like this or pretend to create spaces that are ours and cosplay and have BS conversations like this and don't even know how to combat things like this. Because when he says, well, what y'all gonna do about it? They're laughing. Do you know that it wouldn't have been a smile nowhere near my damn face. It wasn't nowhere near my damn face the first time I seen this. I said, what? I would have been... I don't even want to talk about my reaction because I would have tried to keep it cool, but I damn sure would have checked that at the door. It wouldn't have been no kikiing with me. Wouldn't have been no giggling with me. Wouldn't have been no, you got to find Black men, baby. Well, this is a Black females podcast. So you dealing with Black American, you dealing with a Black American woman right now. I can get you a brother. I can go get a brother for you. One of they going to stand there and I don't know what that brother was doing, but apparently he ain't doing a damn thing because the damn Mexican still didn't have a problem with going on his anti-Black rant. So the one brother that was in the room, that was probably a tether too, honestly, because he didn't even say nothing. There was no pushback from behind the scenes that I heard. Unless y'all heard it, I missed something. I didn't hear a damn thing. But he only felt that comfortable because he was in a space full of non-Black Americans. I guarantee you he's not going these same spaces where he say, because they love to equate Blackness to hood. Blackness to people like this, Blackness is just hood. As long as I'm hood enough, I'm Black enough to get away with certain shit. That's what they equate to. And some Negroes in the ghettos and in our hoods, yes, they do think like that as well. Oh yeah, the man, a white boy, you always got that one white person or that one non-Black person running around there. Even if they don't say nigga, they might just be in our spaces, be around. Nah, he cool. This is the white boy, he cool. He be this is not a little white girl. She be cool. She got a I don't know. She been raised around the hood. She been raised in the hood for a long time. She kind of adapted to the culture. Now she cool. So it's usually always one. He might have been one of them ones, but he damn sure knows because I ain't never seen him say nothing like this before. He had been on plenty of hip hop platforms with actual Black American brothers. He done plenty of collab with actual FBA brothers. I ain't never heard him say nothing like that before. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. So I guarantee you, he wouldn't have had the same energy in a room full of he looking for him, coward. Talking about you, first of all, you know you came to a female podcast. What do you mean I wish it was a man around? Nigga, you know it's not a man around. You trying to bark up your chest acting like you're not the coward that you are, but you are. Because you ain't going to say that to a room full of FBA Black men that's on code. You're not going to get away with that. Promise. Even with the cameras around, baby, you're not getting away with that one. That's a fact. And the fact that you saying that, the fact that you feel the need that you can buck your chest up again in a room full of women shows the cowardice within yourself. Because you could have saved that. You could have been like, you know what, ain't no men around. You know what, I'm going to keep it cool. You know what, I'm not going to even say that. You didn't even have to say what y'all going to do. You could have just kept that. Because what are women there going to do? I'm not going to physically do anything. So you're right. I'm going to combat you with words. But I'm not about to physically do nothing to you. But you know if there's a brother up in here who know what he know, this will not be going the way you wanted to go. It's not about to go like that. So you already know that. But to come off as this fake-ass tough guy, because they love to do that. That's also what they equate back to is this fake alpha shit, this fake ass tough guy persona they want to put off. They equate that to being more Black. Oh yeah, I wish it was y'all like, what y'all gonna do about it? And then on top of that, I got my stripes. I got like there is no amount of me hanging around Latinos at no point. If I hang around Latinos every single day in my life, I guarantee you, I still could not get away with saying one of their slurs. I don't give a damn if one of them said it. If one of them said it jokingly and told me to say it, the rest of the Latinos will be highly offended. The anti-Blackness will come out like that. You see it all the time. Matter of fact, all you got to do is look at some of the comments with people talking about him, and with black people specifically talking about this situation, look, just scroll through the comments a little bit. All you gotta do is scroll a little bit, and you're gonna start seeing the anti-black vitriol from the Latinos. It just comes out. That's all it takes is just a little inch of accountability, and that anti-black vitriol pops right on out. Because it's always there. It's always been there. They just covered up with the fact that, I could get again, we all come off on the same boat, so I can say the N-word. I don't mean it like that. I mean, I'm not white, right? Nah, some of you motherfuckers, a lot of y'all be identified as white, so a lot of you are white, and you're lying like you're not. But to get away with what you want to get away with and try to seem like you're not the person that you actually are, you're going to pretend like, I'm a Latino, and there's a black and brown coalition, and I didn't fought with them, I didn't love them, and no, but you didn't grow up with them. You didn't go home and say that. You can't go home and say that to your abuelos. We can't even go home and say that to some of our grandmothers. So the elders in the FBA community now they're feeling that. But we can say it at the cookout with our cousins. You can't say that at your cookout with your cousins. Now with somebody else in your family looking at you kind of crazy, like, y'all ain't no negros. Y'all ain't know, who is the negros at? That's not a thing that you heard your parents saying. That ain't something that's been inside your music that you grew up listening to, that it was played inside your household, maybe outside your household, sure. The Black Texans that you was around was probably playing some music that was saying that. But you didn't go home and was listening to that. You didn't go back to your home country and was listening to that. Wasn't nobody in your home country using that word. So, no, you don't have any rights to it. I don't know. We have got, especially in these places with these hives of non-FBAs and non-Black American, non-Black and non-American people who tether themselves to our country, who love our culture but don't love us, which is a great amount of them. We have to set out hard boundaries. There's too many Negroes and too many tethers, moreover, because there's not a lot of. Hey, look, a lot of us be okay, but it is some of us. There's still too many of us that's allowing this nonsense to go on in LA, and some of these people in Texas, some of these people in New York, some of these black people that get around these non-FBAs and these non-Black Americans, these non-Black and non-American people, and let them get away with shit like this and allow them to feel too comfortable. They get way too comfortable in our spaces. And then they buck up their chest and say some nonsense like that, and now everybody's in an uproar when it's like, I know some of the Negroes, they had to have at least one or two Negroes that thought this shit was okay that was around. He's collabed with multiple non-Black artists. He's collabed with multiple Black artists. So I'm sure this ain't the first time somebody done heard of him saying, nigga, he probably said it on a song before. I've never really listened to his music before. I can't tell you. I've heard his verse. I heard a verse of his on Shorty Shorty song, which I deleted because I downloaded that a little while ago. I like his part. I like Shorty Shorty's part, but I thought his part was cool. He didn't say nigga on it, and not from what I can remember. But I deleted that bullshit anyways. I think that's the only song I had of his that he was on, at least on my phone, on my playlist. But he's definitely collabed with some other Black Texan artists or Black artists in general. Y'all need to go check that. Brothers, get up on that nigga line. Do what y'all need to go. Do what y'all need to go. Do what y'all need to do. Get up on that brother line. Get up on that, not that brother. Get up on that Latino's line immediately. Because he clearly has a level of vitriol for Black Americans, and he clearly has some anti-Black racism within him. Clearly. Because there's no way you're going to buck up your chest and say a slur. Anybody, and I mean anybody who is not Black, who is fighting to use that word, is an anti-Black racist. There is no question about it. Don't even waste your breath on trying to debate. Don't waste your breath on trying to convince them otherwise. Just mark them as they should be. The anti-Black racists that they are, the wannabe white supremacists that they are. And let that be that. Keep it pushing. Check them at the door and keep it pushing. Brothers, check them. Still check them. Okay? Y'all might need to do that off camera. Check his ass. It's just because he said what y'all gonna do about it. I'm just saying. Show him what y'all gonna do about it. I ain't telling what you do, but I'm just saying, do what you need to do. So show him what you gonna do about it and then keep it pushing. Because I'm not listening to none of that nigga. I'm not listening to his music. I ain't going to his concerts. I ain't listening to none of his podcasts. I don't give a damn. Whatever he's on, I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to support. That's all I needed to do. That's all I needed to hear. I don't give a damn how many Black people you hung around. That's all I needed to hear for me to solidify the fact that you are on the other side. You're on the other side of the fence. Thank you, sir, for exposing yourself. I appreciate it, actually. It's appreciated, honestly. The honesty is appreciated. Regardless of what you realize what I'm getting from it or not. I'm glad that you put yourself out there like that, because now I know for sure what you are, and I'm going to stay on the other side of the line. Brothers, move accordingly. Let's move on. Egregious, outrageous, everything and damn between. Out freaking rage. That's why I don't even be rocking with some of these non-black people inside hip hop. That's why any non-black artist in hip hop, I really don't even gravitate towards because of that exact reason. You don't even gotta be white, just non-black and even non-black American. I'm side-eyeing a little bit. Even if you black, I'm side-eyeing a little bit if you non-FBA. I'm looking out for it. For the anti-black vitriol, I'm looking out for it. The anti-black American vitriol, I'm looking out for it. But definitely if you non-black, you gotta work. You should have to work 10 times harder than a black American to get up inside our culture, inside hip-hop specifically. You should have to work 10 times harder and prove yourself multiple times that you are fighting the system of white supremacy and trying to replace it with a system of justice. You should have to prove that multiple times before you even get a lick of support from black Americans. I hope we get on code, man, because that is outrageous, egregious, everything between. Shout out to you. Thank you for the gift. Now, I want to get into this too because this is egregious. Hold up. Yeah, let me get off TikTok live. I ain't gonna be able to talk this on it. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate you. Come on over to YouTube. The link is in the bio. Thank you. Love you, B1. Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to talk about this on here for sure. Now there was a brother. There's a brother. Earl Smith. Now, this story, again, another one. This is crazy. This is like the fourth story. Like, what, a month? A month or two? It's been like we had the twin brothers. We had Mario Kaiser. We had, I'm forgetting, what's the other brother name? I'm forgetting one. Damn. I'm forgetting this other brother. What's his name? I think we covered him on For the Culture, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all go check that out. Go look at the For the Culture pass. But this is like the third or fourth brother, I mean, technically fourth or fifth if we count the twins as two, which we should be. It was two of them. R.I.P. And condolences to their family. But this is like the fourth brother that has been found hung from a tree. Okay. And the police is what? I'm sure you can guess. Before I even say it, I'm sure you can guess what the police is saying about it. I'm sure you can guess. I don't even really got to say it. I'm sure you can guess. But I'm going to let this sister do a quick analysis of it or a quick overview of what's going on because there's not really any mainstream coverage of it. Okay, I do have an article pulled up, but it wasn't no like news report, no news videos and nothing like that. But here's a sister. It's a lot of people on the grassroots talking about it, and this particular sister's video popped up in my timeline a couple times. So I said, let me just send it to myself. I'm gonna have her kind of introduce it. But y'all listen to this.
Covering this for some weird reason, I'm going to cover it and spread the word. So there was a black man found hanging from a tree in New York. Everybody is super skeptical of the police because they were really quick to kind of brush this under the rug, say, oh, this wasn't a lynching. We did an investigation and we think that this was self-unaliving, which the family members don't believe. They're not buying that. They're extremely skeptical of the whole situation and especially how the police are handling it because they're trying to keep it on the hush-hush. Did you hear about this? No, I didn't either. It has not been in the media. No one's talking about it. I don't even think most people know that this even happened. And what's really sad about this whole thing is they said there were tons of videos posted online. So people were standing around taking videos of him hanging from the tree and just posted it online for everybody to see. They're not even releasing the name of this man. Does this not seem to you guys that they're literally trying to brush this under the rug so nobody talks about it? They're not even giving his name. I can only give my opinion on this whole situation. And my opinion is, if you really have nothing to hide and there was no foul play in this situation, why aren't y'all telling us what this dude's name is? Why has nobody heard about this? Why is the media not covering it? Why were y'all so quick to dismiss it as a self-unaliving? Doesn't make sense, right? So yeah.
And mind you, I don't know if they're going to get into it in this article. I haven't completely read this article. I'm gonna play this other video too with a sister talking about it. I'm sorry, hold up. But mind you, the brother was actually, I'm sorry. Why is my computer moving so slow? Am I tripping? Oh, I'm not lagging. Am I lagging, y'all? Why is my computer lagging like that? Why did it just start lagging? I know it. Probably because what the hell I was talking about. Y'all know YouTube love to play. Damn CIA on my line. Y'all know that the brother was actually up there in a tree for a little minute, and people was actually taking pictures. Hold up. I didn't mean to do that. People was actually taking pictures. Was actually taking pictures of what the hell is going on? Am I lagging? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so y'all saying I'm good, but on my computer lagging like shit. It's moving like it keep glitching. Am I glitching? Okay, I was just glitching too on my camera. I don't know what's going on. But it was actually people taking pictures and videos of his body before they actually got the brother down from out the tree. People was out there taking pictures and videos of his body. Just completely wicked. But here's another sister talking about it, and I'm gonna get into the article. Oh, where's the sound at? Oh, come on. Now the sound don't want to work. Y'all playing with me. Oh, y'all playing with me. What is going on? Where's the sound? Oh, hell nah. They playing with me. Y'all playing with me. Okay, CIA. I already know y'all tricks, man. I know what y'all doing. Y'all messing with my shit, my stream. Okay, this is outrageous between this. This damn sound was just working. Now the sound ain't working. Hold up. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me try and get this together. Wow. I was about to say, now it's not even trying to load. This is absolutely insane. What's going on? Come on now. When I get into this specifically, wow. Yeah, they must not want nobody really know about this. Hold up. Yo, okay, hold up. Because y'all playing with me. I know what y'all doing. I'm not stupid. I keep it 10 for a bonnet on me. Y'all ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I'm already knowing. Let's see. Why am I
discussing an update on the black man who was found hanging from a tree in Albany, New York? That's right. I am currently in contact with his goddaughter, and she is checking right now with the wife of the deceased man, Earl Smith, to see if it's okay to get us in contact. I also was able to locate the son's Facebook, and he even noted that he does not believe his father committed suicide. Now, while we are not sure if this is true or not, whether it's suicide or if it was racially motivated, we are going to find out one way or another. And if you stay tuned to the end of this video, you will see the screenshot of the son claiming that it wasn't a suicide. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please make sure you like, comment, share. I don't care if you follow. Honestly, I don't. Make sure you get this story out specifically to everyone around the world. Thank you.
Okay, this is the post from the son allegedly. Whoever did this to my father is definitely going to pay. This is some ish. I'm never going to let go, and I'm never going to let go. Never, and something kind of gets cut off. And never, whoever don't like what I'm going to say can go to hell. Respectfully, whoever tries to violate is going to be a problem. And I promise you that. And I really don't give a F anymore. But anything about anything and anybody that's disrespectful, and I know God got me and my family respectfully. Okay, so that's the allegedly the son who made a Facebook post. But let me get into this article right quick. Maybe they have a little bit more information on the details of what happened. Let's see. I'm thinking if he was hung in a post like that, that's cameras. They should have cameras or some sort around. But let's see. Okay, according to the Times Union, the man was discovered June 18th on Westerlo Street. Police officers were called around 8 a.m. When they arrived, they pronounced the 50-year-old man dead. There were reports of a video circulating online showing a man's condition, but it has since been taken down. Yeah, it was actually, and that's originally what I seen. It was egregious though. You could actually see the brother in a tree. According to the newspaper, the man has not been identified. The brother has been identified now. His name is Earl Smith. Hold up. Oh my God, my thing's lagging again. Oh, this is annoying. Okay. At this time, based upon preliminary investigation, the circumstances appear to be consistent with suicide and no evidence to suggest that the incident is criminal in nature. Now, anytime a black person does this, or they say a black person does this, I'm suspicious. Every last time that I reported on this within the last month or so, I think that what happened to the brothers, the two twin brothers, happened maybe a month or two ago. But each case I've said this is suspicious, and honestly, I think each case, or damn near each case, the family said the same thing, that they don't believe that this happened. Black people we're not saying that we don't have suicide rates, but we don't kill ourselves like this. There's too much historical trauma attached to this way of dying specifically. When we think about lynchings, black people don't kill themselves like this. It's too many, especially even in this day and age, there's too many different ways for you to do it. Doing it this way is just not usually the first option. This is not usually the option. It's very painful, very egregious. It's a lot of other ways you can do it. It's much quicker, less painful. And then to do it in a public space where people are going to fight, nah. In a tree at that, maybe at home on something like a railing or something. Nah, in a tree specifically, You're going to look at this funny style. I'm going to look at this every time funny style, especially when they're quick to mark it off as a suicide. Okay, because they are very quick to do that. How you talking? Matter of fact, just within this article, they said they couldn't even find the brother name. They talking about how it's just off the circumstances. It appears to be consistent with suicide. Y'all can't even find the brother's name. Y'all didn't even know the brother's name, but you're saying this is automatically consistent with suicide. Y'all don't know nothing about him, his mental health issues, if he had any mental health issues, and you're going to deem this because he's hanging from a tree. That's absolutely, honestly, asinine. The police department said it was said in a written statement. News One reports that there are doubts. There are doubts over the police ruling for residents and police and people claiming to be family members of the deceased. There's been skepticism over it being a cut and dry suicide, given how little information has been released about the incident. News reports, New One report says, in fact, most reporting on the case has come from locals doing their own digging into what happened. Yeah, like I just said, because they're trying to bury this. And a lot of times these police departments, I'm gonna say allegedly, I don't know if this specific town's or county's police department had anything to do with this. We don't know. But a lot of the times, these police officers know what's going on. A lot of times, it might be them that does it. But you got to think that, especially within certain areas, at least, you know, when we talk about, this is in Albany, New York, but when you're talking about in certain areas down there, am I lagging again? I'm doing it soon on my computer. Y'all let me know if I'm good in the comments. But a lot of times, they might have family members they're related to, you know, that they might help cover it up for, you know, they can pull strings for them and make it look like something that it wasn't. So even if it wasn't directly the police department, it may have been somebody related to them or somebody that they know. Okay. Just the brothers in, what was that at? In North Carolina, the twin brothers in North Carolina, it was a firefighter that found them first. Firefighter that found them first and took pictures, or allegedly found them first. Found them. He took pictures of the brothers, of their deceased bodies. He took pictures of them. This sick-ass white supremacist took pictures of their deceased bodies and left them there. And this is a firefighter who did that. And they later on arrested him. Not the night of, not when because he sent around the pictures. Not when they found out the pictures. They later on arrested the firefighter. So they was even trying to protect him to a degree. And we don't know how he connected. Even though I think he's connected. We're gonna say allegedly, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's connected to it. There's no way in the hell you find some deceased bodies and your first instinct is to take pictures. Sounds like guilty actions. Okay. So yeah, off rip, we already got antennas up. Several neighborhood residents have posted on TikTok that the unidentified individual was a man named Earl Smith. He had been baptized recently, according to the GoFundMe page organized by Melissa Saunders, who writes that Smith was her uncle. In loving memory of my uncle Earl Smith, the page reads, Earl was a husband, a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather. A brother who was often the life of the party. He loved to sing and dance. Earl was a hard worker that loved and adored his family. Just recently getting baptized. Just last Sunday, he had many plans and looked forward to so much. For some reason, we are here. So we're raising funds to cover for funeral expenses and the memorial service. Your support will mean the world to us during this difficult time. Yeah, shout out to the family. Condolences to them, because this is egregious. Yeah, this is the only the most recent updated news article I could find on it. So yeah, prayerfully that there is some more updates on it, on this case immediately. But yeah, the brother's name is Earl Smith, from what we know right now, and that does not look like no damn. I'm automatically assuming that that's not what they're trying to say it is. So yeah, shout out to the family. I hope they stay on it. Prayerfully they get some real news coverage, some more black media outlets reach out to them with bigger platforms, and they can really get this story out there so they can get some real investigating done. Because them trying to already mark this off is absolutely egregious, man. It's absolutely egregious, outrageous, everything between, man. So yeah, another one. It's very sad. I literally just covered Mario Kaiser, who was found in a similar situation. So yeah, very sad, very sad, very sad. It's egregious, outrageous, everything between, man. Now let me see. Let me get into this. Where we going next? Should we go to Tyler Perry? Oh, let me do an update on this right quick. Real quick. I forgot about this. Let me do an update on this real quick. I talked about this sister in my last live, actually. Adriana Smith. Now, Adriana Smith, I just talked about this sister in my last live, actually. Now, she was considered brain dead. Okay, she's in the state of Georgia. You know, the state of Georgia, the abortion law is crazy. Now she's pregnant. She was pregnant. Okay, although she was deemed brain dead, they was keeping her body alive because she had a baby. She was pregnant. Okay, I think she was only 22 weeks or 20 weeks. I may be getting that messed up actually. I mean, she might have been 22 weeks was the last update. Now we have an update on this story. Egregious. So apparently they had a cesarean because the baby, the woman was, her organs were starting to shut down. Like her body was starting to shut down. Like I said, she was already brain dead. It was literally just machines kind of keeping her alive and allowing the baby to grow within her womb. So now at this point, just a couple days ago, her organs started to shut down. So they had to do an emergency cesarean to get the baby out. Yeah. Egregious, outrageous, everything between. Let's read. Okay, Adriana Smith, a 30-year-old Georgia nurse and mother, was just 8 weeks pregnant. She was 8 weeks pregnant. I'm sorry. Okay, when she was declared brain dead in February after suffering a medical condition. However, the family claims the hospital told them legally she had to be kept on life support to allow the fetus to grow. The family claims doctors told them that they were not legally allowed to consider other options, according to local Atlanta station 11 Alive. Last week, Smith's baby was born by emergency cesarean section, weighing under 2 pounds and needing care in the neonatal intensive care unit, the NICU. Smith's family did not respond to ABC's news request for comment. In a statement, ABC News Emory Healthcare, the healthcare system Emory Hospital falls under, said its staff makes medical recommendations for patients using many factors. Now, the baby is only 2 pounds. So you're talking about a preemie. How old is she? Let's see. It says, hold up. She was 8 weeks pregnant when she was declared brain dead in February. So it's June, March, April, May, June. That's 4 months. So she was about 4 or 5 months. Baby's still premature. Okay. But the baby was only 2 pounds. Jesus. Of course, he needed to go to the NICU. The top priorities at Emory Healthcare continue to be the safety and well-being of patients and families where we serve. Emory Healthcare consists from clinical experts, medical literature, and legal guidance to support our providers as they make medical recommendations. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like it because they said the chances of this baby having all types of issues was very likely. Very high. It was very high chances of this baby not even making it to its due date due to the conditions of the mother. You know what I'm saying? Literally being in a dead woman's womb. That's egregious. You know what I'm saying? So the baby could be a list of things wrong with this child. Emory Healthcare is legally required to maintain the confidentiality of the protected health information of our patients, which is why we are unable to comment on the individual matters and circumstances. The case has captured national attention and raised numerous legal and ethical questions about medical consent, who should get to make decisions for permanently incapacitated people, especially when pregnant, and whether abortion laws are further complicating pregnancy care. Yeah, I think the family should have had either the baby father. I said this when I did either the child's father or the family, the mother, either the woman's parents or the child's father. Those are the only two people that should really have control over what happens to that child at that point. When the mother is no longer here and able to speak for herself, that responsibility, that right should go over to the parents of her or to the child's father. That's the only two people that make sense. The damn healthcare system, the hospital having control over what happens to your child, outrageous, egregious, and everything between. Even if I did agree with it, which I don't, I'm sorry. I'm not in agreement with you growing a child in a dead person's body. That's egregious. I don't know what the spiritual effects are behind that. Again, there's numerous medical effects behind that could be possible for this baby. And that's just... I mean, it just feels sick. That just feels like you're creating an incubator out of a deceased body. It's weird. That's just, and I said this on the stream, I would understand more if the baby was 6 to 8 months already. You talking about maybe they would have just waited like maybe a week or two, not months. She was declared brain dead in February. You're talking about 3-4 months now. Maybe if it was just a couple weeks at max, that this baby had to stay in her womb, and then they could do a early C-section, like they already did, and the baby came out just a little premature, and maybe that will be a little bit different. There's some circumstances that maybe we can make exceptions, but this right here, no, I'm just not feeling that. I'm not feeling right. And honestly, I feel like they should have had, knowing that she was pregnant, there should be some sort of procedure where they have the mother sign something where it's like, hey, in the case of I go brain dead, in the case of something happens to me, I declare to my baby something. I declare that this happens, something, or I give my rights to the child's father. I give my rights to my parent. There should be some sort of procedure where the mother can relinquish control to who she sees fit, at the very least, in situations like this. But the fact that the hospital gets to determine is hell to the nah. Then I don't trust them white supremacists over there nowhere. We don't know what the hell they're doing to that woman's body. They could be doing experiments on this child for all we know. They could be doing experiments. This is all alleged. This is what I think. But they could be doing all types of shit to that woman's body. They could be inserting stuff within the womb. Who knows what type of things they could be doing to that child in the womb that the family has no idea of what's happening to quote unquote save the baby. So yeah, I'm like, y'all don't give a damn about Black life that much. I doubt that that's the reason why y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing that. So yeah, this is the case that reflects the confusion in the post-Dobbs era. Michelle Goodwin, the O'Neill professor of constitutional law and global health policy at Georgetown Law, told ABC News, referencing the Supreme Court decision that resulted in the overruling of Roe v. Wade, because the hospital believed that it could not allow this brain dead woman to simply be deceased because the state has a very strict abortion law. They believed that they needed to do all matters possible to keep the fetus alive. Egregious, outrageous, everything in between, man. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm not rocking with it, man. That's a hard one. I feel for the family, man. Condolences, prayers goes out to that family of Adriana Smith, because that's a hell of a situation. The baby is here now. I pray that the baby is healthy, that he can grow, or she can grow, and prayerfully not have any long-term effects, or not have any medical effects, no serious medical effects right now, or later on from this situation or from this birth. But man, that's a hell of a situation. That's a hell of even the mother was coming out. The mother, I talked about that in the last live too. The mother specifically that came out like, yeah, we should at least have a choice. She didn't even say whether she was for them continuing to allow the fetus to survive in her womb or not. She actually didn't say whether or not, but she was like, the fact that we don't have a choice is absolutely ridiculous. And I agree. That's egregious. Like, I don't think that's right. The family should have a choice at that point. If it's not going to be the mother, if it can't be the mother, it should at least be the family, or again, the child's father. That's egregious, outrageous, everything between. Yeah. Shout out to RIP to Adriana Smith, man. This is a terrible thing. What's happening to her? Now let me get into this right quick too, because y'all know Trump ass is trying to start World War III. Apparently, Lord, who the fuck knows? I don't know. Let's get into it. We're gonna get into it. So apparently, Trump had put through some missiles at Iran. He struck Iran with some missiles. Okay, not really Iran, but their military bases. Let me be correct in what I say. He attacked their military bases recently, and our so-called Black leaders never speak on this type of unaliving of our people, because the NAACP and the CBC are mostly comprised of tethers who don't give a damn about FBAs and freemen. You right about that one. That's a fact, unfortunately. But yeah, so Iran, no, this is actually the other one, the other article I pulled up. It's all right. But basically, yeah, so Trump recently just fired missiles at Iran. He gave them 2 weeks because he was suspicious of him and Israel. Let me say this first. He's actually backing Israel play. Y'all know we ain't fucking with Israel here. I ain't a fan. I'm not rocking with America. They be sending billions of dollars to Israel. Israel has been basically controlling the U.S. for for years now. Okay, hundreds of years now. Let me say that. So the fact that he's the first red flag with me was, why are you backing Israel? This is automatically, I'm already like, I'm against whatever the fuck y'all got going on, because I'm not fucking with Israel. I'm not rocking with us backing their play. You automatically turning me off when you're talking about backing Israel's play. Not rocking with it. So yeah, like I said, he gave him 2 weeks Iran because apparently he believed that they have Trump and the American government and Israel both believe that Iran has nuclear weapons or trying to create a nuclear weapon, something of the sort. So he was trying to give him 2 weeks to basically get rid of them, something to that nature. They wasn't feeling it. They like, nigga, we ain't got it, whatever the hell, we done moved it, whatever. He went over there and struck and fired some damn missiles on their military bases, though. Not in the actual country, because a lot of people were saying that. I've seen a lot of people saying that again. That's why I'm like, not in a lot of their population necessarily wasn't affected by that, because he attacked their military bases. Okay. So yeah, in response to that, Iran fired some missiles back, okay, at the US bases, though, in Qatar. Okay, not over here, at the US bases in Qatar, over there. So yeah, let's get into it a little bit, because people are going crazy, acting like it's about to be World War III. It's hella memes and stuff. It's actually kind of hilarious, some of the stuff that I'm seeing, but a lot of people are concerned about what's going to happen. People think because if the allies get involved, this is really an Israel and Iran situation. US is this ain't really our problems, but we got problems over here we need to focus on. Okay, we're having ICE. You need to get back to deporting the niggas over here. Okay. So this ain't really our fight. But the fact that we're getting in on this is what has people concerned, because they're like, if Iran's allies get on in this, we're gonna have some real issues. Okay. So let's see what let's just read up a little bit. Let's see. Iran launched a missile attack on American air base in Qatar on Monday that caused no injuries, and President Donald Trump dismissed it as a weak response to U.S. attacks. He said it was a weak response to U.S. attacks, while urging Iran and Israel to make peace as the conflict entered into its 12th day. The attack on Al Udeid, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm messing up these, Midwest terms and words. Don't bear with me. Airbase is neighboring Qatar, threatened to widen the conflict that began on June 13th with the Israeli strike on Iran, targeting its nuclear program and ballistic missiles. Iran had threatened to retaliate against the U.S. after the U.S. bombers dropped 300,000-pound bunker busters. 300,000 pounds. Them joints was going through concrete in the ground. They weren't playing. Bunker busters on Iranian underground nuclear facilities at the weekend. And I think they said like 9 of their scientists passed, if I'm not mistaken. I think they killed, when Trump did that, like 9 of their 8 or 9 of their scientists over there passed, if I'm not mistaken. But correct me if I'm wrong. We won't keep reading if I am wrong. I guess they'll say it. Where was that? Underground nuclear, joining Israel's air war against Iran, and Trump had raised at the possibility of Iranian government being toppled. We did not assault anyone, and we will never accept being assaulted by anyone. We will not submit to anyone's aggression. This is the logic of the Iranian nation, which I ain't mad at. Hey, look, self-defense is self-defense. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is Trump did attack first, and a lot of people was trying to put this on Trump, but there's been other I think Charlemagne actually just went viral for this, because people were surprised. Y'all know he's real like Democrat leaning, left leaning, but he even called it out in the Breakfast Club that Trump isn't the first president to make this threat, you know what I'm saying, against Iran specifically. He said Obama did it, Joe Biden did it. I think Hillary Clinton, when she was running, she did it. So it's like, it's not really a left or right thing. It's not really just a Trump thing. This is like the American response, because America is, is backing Israel's play. So this is something that's kind of been in the works. But let's see. We did not assault anyone. We were not. I'm sorry. That's what you call. Iran gave advance notice to U.S. via diplomatic channels hours ahead of the attack, as well as Qatari authorities. Trump seized on that positive as a sign. I want to thank Iran for giving us early notice, which made it possible for no lives to be lost and nobody to be injured. Perhaps Iran can now proceed to peace and harmony in the region, and I will enthusiastically encourage Israel to do the same. He said Iran fired 14 missiles at the airbase, calling it a very, very weak response, which we expected, and have very effectively countered. I am pleased to report that no Americans were harmed and hardly damage was done. Okay, so wasn't no Americans harmed by their attack, although if they were, again, it's self-defense. Most importantly, they've gotten it all out of their system, and there will be hopefully no further hate. Iran's handling the attack Iran's handling the attack recalled earlier clashes with the United States and Israel, with Tehran seeking a balance between saving face and military response, but without provoking a cycle of escalation it can't afford. The country's foreign minister, Abbas Arachi. I'm not about to fuck up these Iranian names. My bad. Said Iran was ready to respond again in case of further action by the United States, according to the statement posted by the minister's account on Telegram. The attack strained Iran's relationship with its Arab neighbors. Qatar condemned it, as did Bahrain. I don't know. The United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait and Iraq. There are deep ties between the two states, Iran and Qatar. And the two nations, but the attack undoubtedly calls for a genuine meeting and clear stance. Let's see. Israeli said it carried out most of the extensive wave attacks on Tehran on Monday. Targets included Tehran prison, where Iran's leadership holds political opponents, and renewed. Okay, let me get into Trump's response to hold up, because Trump he actually did a press conference addressing it, but I'm not about to play that because we're gonna get what you call it. But he also tweeted this out. This is a part of that response. I was just reading. Hold up, let me pull this up. So he tweeted this out. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed. This is after the fact. Congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire. Okay, so apparently they've came to some sort of agreement, allegedly. In approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in progress final missions for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered ended officially. Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful on the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will. I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless Middle East. God bless United States of America. God bless the world. Okay. So yeah, that was his response after the fact. So apparently they are coming to some sort of agreement, some sort of ceasefire, which I don't know, because I just seen something else. Can you confirm? I cannot confirm the claimed ceasefire between this is Elon Musk's AI. It's called Grok or Grook, whatever the hell it's called on Twitter. But he said he responded to it. It responded to it and said, I cannot confirm the claimed ceasefire between Israel and Iran as of June 2023. That's today. No official statements from Israel, Iran, or the U.S. verify this. Reports indicate ongoing military actions, with Iran rejecting ceasefires calls and both sides continuing strikes. The claim stems from an unverified social media post, not an official source. Monitor credible news or government statements. So yeah, y'all know Trump let to jump the gun though. So it could be. He could be jumping the gun, or he could just be trying to make it seem like everything all gravy and it's not, But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not with America running up on nobody's country and taking shit over. They've been doing that for years. I'm not with that, okay? And I'm definitely not with them back in Israel's play. I'm not fucking with that either. So yeah, something's definitely up with that. We're going to have to keep watch, but I highly doubt, and a lot of people are scared, like, oh my God, they're going to bomb us, and they're going to, I'm going to just put it like this, man. I'm full of silly. I'm gonna put it like this. I highly doubt it. Let me just say that. And if y'all are trying to throw some shit over here, hey, look, keep that shit somewhere else. Don't bring that. I live in a DMV. Don't make that. Man, if y'all gonna throw some bombs over here, make sure it's just big enough for the White House. It's big enough for them military bases, not the ones that we own, not the ones near me. That ain't got nothing to do with Black America. What the hell Trump got going on with the U.S. government that has nothing to do with Black America. We got no control over who we going to war with, okay? All we got control over is if we going in that, okay? But yeah, we ain't got no control who we going to. That ain't got to do with Black America. That's the main thing the main consensus I've been seeing on TikTok and on Twitter. Everybody making these funny videos talking about, look, y'all, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Take that up with the U.S. government, because that ain't us. That is not Black America. There's two different Americas. Y'all talking about white America and Black. We are Black America, and we ain't got nothing to do with the war that's going on over there. So that's a fact. But yeah, I'm not rocking with us back in Israel play. But we stay, you know, that's been like that for some years. We ain't gonna go too far on that. You know, YouTube don't like when we start to get on the ooze. So we're gonna stay away from them, all right, for a little bit. But we're gonna keep an eye on that story. But I highly doubt it. I highly doubt we about to get bombed over this mother. I don't think that's how that's gonna happen. I doubt it. You know, we'll see how it unfolds, but I doubt it. We ain't never scared though. You feel me? We ain't never scared though. You feel me? Shout out to that super chat. Thank you very much, Joe. Got to do a walk by ZC. Appreciate that. Now let me see. I got to get into this too because Lord have mercy, y'all. Tyler Perry, man. Tyler Perry. Like I said this at the beginning of the stream. Tyler Perry. Nobody. What the hell is this? I'm not about to do all that. Let me pull up another article. Hold up. Y'all got me fucked up. Hold up. Hey, y'all ain't do it. I just had the damn article pulled up. Let me see. Tyler Perry lawsuit. Let's pull up Tyler Perry. Let's pull it up right quick. Get into it. Okay. So Tyler Perry is getting sued by Ken right now. It's not a good look. I'm gonna say this. We all know we've all been questioning Tyler Perry's sexuality has been in question for a long time. He's never been able to play a good role as far as a black heterosexual male. He does Medea wonderfully, but as far as playing black heterosexual men, Tyler Perry has never really been up there. You know, I'm sorry, he's never been that believable. Okay, we ain't never seen him with a wife. He's never been married. I've never personally seen him with a girlfriend or with a steady girlfriend. Should I say that? I feel like I never even seen him with a woman for real. Like as far as like an award show, I mean, I'm sure he has brought a date or something, but I don't like when I think of Tyler Perry, I think of him by himself. I don't think of him with a woman. So, I mean, the fact that that a man, let me just stay on that. The fact that it's a man making this, these claims and some of these egregious texts that's coming out. I don't know if y'all read them. Egregious. Though that part wasn't really that surprising. Him hitting on a man, him being possibly, allegedly being a homosexual is not very surprising. I don't think nobody's jaws dropped when they found that, when they heard that about this case. But the fact that it's a white boy is a little egregious. Okay, it's like, nigga, you a millionaire. You should know that you should not be playing this snow, man. I mean, come on. Winston Jerome. Exactly. Shout out to the Boondocks. Shout out to the Boondocks. There's a reason why he wanted that damn that episode taken down. You know the people that the Boondocks that made fun of, and the fact that he got that sensitive to get that shit taken down. Yeah. I mean, that was just kind of, this should have been proven to put it enough. But so now recently he has a lawsuit against him for sexual assault in the workplace. And this white boy is trying to get $260 million from Tyler Perry. Now off rip, when I seen 260 million, I said, oh, this is a money grab. That's what it's giving. Before me even seeing the text messages and shit like that, I'm like, bro, this is 260 million. Not 10 million. You're talking about a regular ass white boy. That's not even nowhere near the amount of money he was getting paid for the shows he was on for Tyler Perry. He was on 2 shows. He was on 2 of Tyler Perry sets, 2 of his shows. He wasn't getting paid nowhere near no damn 260 million. So the fact that he jumped the gun to 200, you know, this is probably backed by some white supremacists. Not to say, because some of the text messages, you know, we've seen, they look a little egregious. But not to say that he may not be guilty in some aspects. But for sure, the white supremacists is backing this white boy, man. They trying to get up in Tyler's pockets for sure. Let's read it a little bit. Tyler Perry, an actor, has filed a lawsuit accusing media mogul Tyler Perry of sexual assault and harassment of his TV series The Oval. According to the Associated Press, Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court on June 13th and is seeking at least $260 million in damages. He accuses Perry of creating a coercive, sexually exploitive dynamic with Mr. Dixon, initially promising him a career in advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in a show, only to subject him to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery and professional retaliation. Now, mind you, I don't know if they're about to get into it. Tyler Perry met this white boy at an event, and he was working as a server. He was working as a waiter at an event. And he apparently saw him and asked him, like, yeah, do you want to come on a show? And the white boy really thought really thought, like, not even, I'm not going to say really thought. He says, allegedly, that he thought that he believed in his dreams. And he can't believe he was finally getting the shot. And Tyler Perry saw something in him. Nigga, if a millionaire walk up to me out of nowhere, knowing I'm just being objective, knowing that I'm an attractive woman, and I'm interested in entertainment or something like I'm interested in acting, and this billionaire or this millionaire producer walks up to me like, hey, you know what? I see something in you. Don't know me from a can of fucking paint. But he just walks up to me and says, hey, I see something in you. You want to be on the show? Red flag number one. I'm automatically going to be like, oh, they're trying to get something out of me. They don't want me. I mean, I got faith in myself. I know I got a God-given talent, but nigga, come on. Are we really about to sit here and act like this is a movie or something? Nigga just walk up to you. You know, I just see something. I see a sparkly eyes. You need to be on TV. How many times does that happen? Without some sort of exploitation happening. Like, nigga, you too grown for this. White boy, please miss me with, oh, he just seen something in me. I don't want to hear that, but I don't believe that bullshit. I don't believe it. Automatically off rip, I don't believe that shit. He talking about he just seen something in me. Nigga, you know that man ain't seen nothing in you. He seen them cheeks. He seen that pussy. He wanted to get up in between them. You wanted to see what's in them in those jeans. That's what he's saying. Nigga, you know that, please. And white men, gay men in general can pick up their gaydar is on point. First of all, it's Tyler Perry. You ain't even gotta have a gaydar to know this nigga's, come on. Somewhere on the spectrum, on the LGBT spectrum. You ain't even gotta have a gaydar for that. Again, he's been suspected in the black community for I don't know how damn long. But I'm sure even if you're a white person and never seen this movie and you're gay, I'm sure you could pick up on it, buddy. Please miss me. Let's continue reading. Let's see. Dixon says Perry sent sexually explicit messages and assaulted him on multiple occasions. The 55-year-old director and producer then offered the actor a raise in an effort to keep him quiet, Dixon maintains. Perry's attorney, Matthew Boyd, said that allegations are false and that his client is confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Perry serves as a writer, director, and executive producer on the Oval, the BET political drama that debuted in October 2019 and recently aired in his 6th season. I didn't realize that joint had 6 seasons. That's insane. I didn't realize the Oval had 6. I never watched that show. I've heard of it before, but I didn't know it was 6 seasons in. Let's see. They tomorrow. I don't want to care about all this early life and what is this? I don't give a damn about that. Hold up. Y'all losing me. I don't need a rundown. This is for white people. White folks that don't know nothing about Tyler Perry. Child, we know everything about Tyler Perry days ago. Let me go to another article. So I can get to more details. Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a cohesive, sexually exploitive dynamic. Initially pursuing his career in advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him. Now, this is another thing, because apparently they was texting these text messages that has been released, that is allegedly him and Derek Dixon. They're going back and forth. You can tell they have like this rapport. Tyler Perry is kind of hitting on him in some of the text messages. He sends him a picture of him talking about I'm a stud, and he's telling brother he looked thick in his jeans or something like that. It's just, real weird messages. The Derek Dixon alleges that he went over to his house. They had a couple drinks, but I'm saying you're a grown ass man. You're a grown ass man, and you don't know that going to another grown ass man's house to have drinks, and he offers, hey, you're too drunk. You could stay tonight in my guest bedroom that doesn't have a lock on the door, allegedly. He said that the fucking door didn't even have a lock on it. You go over a grown man's house who allegedly is there, who wants to just chop it up with you about some show. Like, are you a fucking Disney character? Are you in Disney World? Is your mind like somewhere out in space for you not to see how that's set up? It's like, I'm not justifying if this allegedly is what Tyler Perry did, but the fact that you as a grown ass man, I would say that even if this is a grown ass woman, mind you, this ain't no, I think Derek Dixon is like in his 20s. Let me just Google how old he is. Too damn old. I bet you that. Let's just see. I'm thinking somewhere above 25 or around that age. Let's see. Derek Dixon age. What's his age? Hold up. Let me just Google it right quick because I don't know if it's an article and I don't feel like skimming through it. What's his age? Do they have it? Remains unclosed. He likely falls in his 30s based on career milestones. Okay, so he's probably in his 30s. That's what one of these websites say, which I kind of thought he kind of gives that. Nigga, you a grown ass man, and you telling me that you went to another grown ass man's house who's clearly some sort of sexually interested in you, had drinks with him. What does drinks have to do with business? Why couldn't y'all go to Starbucks and discuss whatever you had to discuss? Why would you go to a grown man's house? Like, and you expect me to think that you wasn't trying to build a case? You expect me not to think that the CIA wasn't paying your ass to set him up or something like that? Do you really expect me not to think you wasn't trying to get a check from the beginning one way or another? That's what it sounds like to me. You was either gonna get a check from him building one of his shows, him helping you create one of your own shows, or you doubling back and doing some bullshit like that. That's what I'm getting from this. I'm sorry, you're a grown ass man. This don't make sense. Let's see. The lawsuit was filed Friday. This individual who gets close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. That's what this fucking lawyer said too. It looks like a scam to me too, Tyler. I ain't gonna lie. But Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. The lawsuit says Perry first noticed Dixon in 2019 when Dixon was a part of the event staff. Exactly, he was a part of the event staff, and later offered an audition. Now, how the fuck do you get an audition from being somebody's on an event staff? Red flag, bro. Dixon was first appeared in a small role on Perry's series Ruthless before getting the bigger role on the political drama The Oval. Perry soon began sending unwanted sexual text messages to Dixon. Now, they setting this up like he was sending unwanted text messages, but Dixon was responding to these text messages. Dixon was responding right along like everything was all gravy. And mind you, he's saying, I think Dixon later on, I don't know if they're gonna say it in the article, but he says like, I was only responding because I didn't want to lose my job. You sound like a coward. Yeah, you're a grown ass man. Yeah, and you're white. Them white tears ain't getting too much empathy from me. I'm sorry, baby. There's plenty of shows. You were scared to lose your spot on a black show. You were scared to lose your spot on the show on BET. Please, I'm not trying to hear that shit. I'm sorry. You was not that scared. Ain't nowhere in the hell you was that scared to lose that opportunity. On a Tyler Perry show, if it was a black man, it would be a little bit more understandable because black people don't got half the opportunities as white people do. But you're a white, not only white, you're a white gay male in Hollywood, baby. There's ample opportunity. If you can get exploited by anyone, nigga, then you could have got exploited by a fucking Hollywood producer and got you in a Marvel film. Probably got you in a big franchise. I'm not gonna put that on Marvel. I ain't trying to get sued, but in a bigger franchise, you could have actually got millions if you was going to get sexually exploited by one of these Hollywood directors. Tyler Perry? And not to say Tyler Perry ain't got it like that, but nigga, that nigga ain't pay you millions of dollars. What are we talking about? You on the Oval. I ain't never even seen that bullshit before. I didn't even know I had 6 seasons. You're talking about something that's not even on a major network. Or it is. BET would be considered a major network. But what are we talking about now? You're white. I'm not believing this bullshit. I'm not believing this. I'm sorry. Let's see. I want the text messages. What is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Why are you entertaining that? Messages. One of the messages say the lawsuit says Perry offered. The messages say that Perry offered Dixon an increasingly prominent role on the show as his sexual advances became more aggressive. The actor says that he tried to remain friendly while maintaining boundaries. How are you maintaining boundaries and you're allowing your boss to text you sexually explicit messages? That doesn't make sense. Sound like you was trying to build a case. Dixon did his best to tiptoe around Mr. Perry's sexual aggression while keeping on Mr. Perry's good side, the lawsuit says. It sounds like he's probably not a good actor. Only time a white actor would be this desperate to be on a black show is if you ain't that good. It sounds like you couldn't get exploited by the white directors. They like, nigga, you ain't that good. I'm not paying you no damn. You probably can't. You're not even good enough to get exploited by them damn directors. And Tyler Perry, I'm highly disappointed that you let a white boy set you up like this. You shouldn't have been messing with no white boy in the first place. I mean, it's like, I think this is a setup, but also, nigga, how do you let them get you like that, brother? How you let them get you like that? Why you let them get you that easy, man? You can't let them get you this easy, man. You shouldn't be messing with this many non-black people, no way, or any at that point, especially not at this point in your career, man. You too old for this shit. Mr. Perry had made it clear that Dixon felt clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with sexual innuendos, Dixon's character would die. Right. Okay. The lawsuit says Perry eventually sexually assaulted Dixon on multiple occasions, including an instance where he forcibly poured Mr. Dixon's clothing, groped his buttocks, and attempted to force himself on Dixon. Yeah. Dixon clearly told Perry no, but was initially ignored until he was able to de-escalate the situation and change the subject according to the lawsuit. The following day, Perry apologized and told Dixon he would work with Dixon on his TV pilot. Now, I remember reading this in the messages too. I'm reading more about this in detail. They said that he went over to his house. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Allegedly, let me say allegedly, from what I remember reading. They said that Dixon had went over to his house, I think to discuss the pilot or some bullshit like that. The nigga started drinking again. They said explicitly in one article I was reading, I remember that he tried to grope him or something like that. That's what it was. He told him to strip naked and get on his scale. He wanted to see how much he weighed. He was like, strip naked, just in your underwear and see how much you weigh. I believe. Allegedly. From what y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, he told him to get on the scale and without his clothes on. So Dixon did that. And when he got off the scale, when he goes to put his clothes back on, Tyler Perry allegedly goes over there and starts to grope him up and it's like, just let it happen. Like, come on, da-da-da. And Dixon is on shit like, no, I don't want to do this. You know what? I'm too hungry. He says, I'm too hungry to do this. That's why he said he deters. He how did they word it in here? He clearly tells him no, but was initially ignored until he was able to de-escalate the situation and change the subject. So he changes the subject by saying, I'm too hungry. When he says, I'm too hungry, Tyler Perry's like, okay, well, let's get some food. And he orders pizza. Now, this is a red flag to me. Y'all know I keep on the 10-4 bonnet. Red pizza. If you know, you know. Pizza is a code word for something. I'm not going to derail the conversation too much. But pizza is a code word for something. I put it in the chat if y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. 10-4 bonnet. I'm like, why would you say anytime celebrities use that terminology or just so happen to bring up pizza for no damn reason, you don't even have to say what type of food you got. But the fact that he specified pizza, I'm like, yeah, this is a dog whistle. That's a dog whistle. These white supremacists trying to expose him. This is a dog whistle. So yeah, which is why I'm like, Tim, Pizzagate. Thank you. But that's kind of why I'm like, Tyler Perry, hey, look. Hey, I don't know how you let him get you caught up like that. I know he's in the Hollywood sphere, just like Diddy, just like some of these other people. They be doing some freaky shit, man. Some illegal. I'm just saying, they be involved in some freaky, weird, demonic activities. Okay. So when I heard that pizza thing, that was like a dog whistle to me. I'm like, why would you say pizza? Egregious. So yeah, that's apparently how he de-escalated the situation. He asked him for some food. Tyler Perry ordered some pizza. They eat the pizza, and he ended up going to his room or whatever. Spend a night in his room or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. The following day, Perry apologized and asked him So then he texts him again. At this point, I think Dixon started to ignore him, and Tyler is trying to get back in his good graces because he don't want to get exposed or allegedly or nothing like that. So he offers to do his TV pilot. Dixon later received a raise that the lawsuit suggests was a part of that, an attempt to keep him quiet. He said the fear of his character dying kept him as quiet as intended. Perry also produced and brought the rights to the pilot called Losing It. But the lawsuit alleges Perry had no intention of selling the show and was using it only for leverage over Dixon. The lawsuit describes several other assaults, including one where Dixon was staying in a guest room of Perry's house, where when Perry climbed into the bed with him and uninvited and began groping him, the lawsuit alleges. Yeah, this is another thing, another red flag I seen. Apparently, again, I think they was drinking when he was over his house. He was too drunk. He told him he didn't have to leave because he was drinking. He didn't want him drinking and driving. He goes into the guest bedroom. He said he was scared, so he tried to lock the door, but that's when he finds out there's no lock on the door. He tries to go inside the bathroom. He locks himself in the bathroom, I think, or something like that. But when he goes to bed, Tyler Perry allegedly comes into his room off the late night and is charged to grope his leg and stuff like that. And he gets up like, oh no, I don't want this to happen. Man, I don't know, man. Grown ass man. I'm not feeling that. I'm just not. I ain't feeling you was that damn scared to lose this job. I don't believe that. I'm not believing you was that scared to lose this damn job. I'm sorry. You was going through all of this just to not lose a job. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I'm not feeling it. Dixon would eventually move from Atlanta home to Perry's production studio to Los Angeles to put distance between the two of them. Dixon in 2024 filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. And when that didn't result in any action from the show's producers, he quit. The Oval is one of the many television series executive produced and written by and directed by 55-year-old Perry, who first became known as the creator and star of Medea films, and has since built a major production empire in TV and movies. As an actor, he has also appeared in films Gone Girl and blah blah blah. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot he was a Gone Girl. I think he was a police officer in that movie. Yeah. Ingrid is already in between. Yeah, Tyler Perry, man, I don't know how many black millionaires it's going to take for some of you Negroes to understand that y'all don't need to be messing with non-black people. I mean, some black people you got to be careful about. But definitely non-black, white, these Karens and Cans, how many brothers do got to get taken down for y'all to understand that all it takes is an accusation? I'm like, hey, that's why it's like, I mean, I understand. I don't believe this nigga. Honestly, I'm not really feeling Derek, but like, honestly, I don't feel that bad for Tyler. Because why would you open yourself up to be such an easy target, man? You just made yourself the easiest target in the world, especially if them text messages are verified. If them text messages are actually verified that those are from you, brother. I mean, that was just dumb. It was just dumb. That was just illogical for you to even be. Why would you even be writing some of that stuff knowing that that's your employee? He went as far. I seen one, again, allegedly. Apparently, he wrote him an email. It looked like an email format from what I seen. But apparently, Dixon at one point wanted to tell his coworkers about their relationship, or he was thinking about it. Tyler goes and tells him, like, yeah, don't tell anybody that we're friends. I don't have any friends on set. You can't tell anybody that we're cool or that, I'll be looking out for you or that we have a personal relationship, because then other people will use that to undermine you. Other people will think that you're only here because, your manager told me because I'm friends with you. I think he said he's friends with like his agent or something like that. But he's like, either because I know your agent, or because I just gave you this opportunity. Like, no, you need to make sure that people know that you're here because of your hard work. Because you deserve to be here like everybody else. And the dude's like, oh yeah, you're totally right. Blah, 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 blah. Why would you put that shit in writing? Like, why? What type of dumb? What was you thinking, sir? Why would you put that in writing so somebody could set you up later on and say, hey, yeah, this is proof that we actually did have a personal relationship. He didn't want anybody to tell me about it. Tell about it. It's just like, I don't know, man. This could be a Hollywood ritual too. These people be going through. It could easily be a ritual. I'm just saying it could be. I don't be trusting none of these people that got going on. And matter of fact, let me play this right quick too, because these cowardice celebrities love to try to leave each other high and dry. Now Monique might be happy about what's going on, but I seen this. Oprah Winfrey, out of all people, got the nerve to get up here and say some nonsense like this. Look at this.
I have never been near a puff party. Never been near. And anybody who knows me knows if there is a party, I'm the first one out.
Right.
I'm the first one out.
But people love salacious stories.
Yeah.
They love salacious stories. You can tell them.
Oh, she up there with TD Jakes? I didn't even see that. Child, please.
About you feeding those girls in South Africa.
Don't want to hear about that.
I don't want to hear about that at all.
TD Jakes, I know your ass was at a Diddy party. We done seen you with Diddy a few times. And Oprah, I don't know why the hell you up there talking about you wasn't at no Diddy problems. Girl, it don't matter if you was at Diddy problems. I bet you Diddy parties. I bet you was on some of them islands. Yeah. You don't want to talk about that. I bet you was with some of them white men on some of them islands. You don't want to talk about what happened at your school over there in Africa. What about that? What about that predatory ass, what was it, the principal, I think? That was out there assaulting all them damn girls over there, allegedly, inside that school? Oh, yeah, what about that? Yeah, what about your best friend, Weinstein? What about him? You don't gotta go to no Diddy parties for your ass to be guilty as hell of some shit. We know that you up there with them wicked people, man. We know you be participating in some of these demonic activities. Baby, we already know Oprah ain't no saving face now. Talking about I ain't never been on no. And TD Jakes, that's the last person to be talking about backing your damn play, please. Because we already on to him too. Please. Miss me. talking about I wasn't at none of Diddy party. You see how cowardly these damn celebrities are? You know how easily they could get Oprah next? They could easily set that woman up next. Please. She could be next on the list for all we know. And TD Jakes. But you see how cowardly they are? They just so quick to be like, I wasn't in no Diddy parties. I wasn't in no. They just love salacious stories, don't they? Nigga, we know y'all guilty or something. Hey, look, we don't gotta say what it is. We can say alleged all we want. I ain't trying to get sued. But nigga, we know y'all guilty of something. You little cowards ain't about to get out of here talking about trying to get off from under Diddy, trying to make him the fall guy. We know the guilty Diddy ain't the only one, baby. Whatever he been doing, y'all been knowing about it for years and you ain't said shit about it. Because you've been participating in the same weird ass, demonic, predatory activities as him. More than likely, allegedly. Like, get the hell up out of here. I don't know. I can't stand these damn cowards. Oh my God. They so talking about I ain't never been a Diddy's. Girl, get the hell out of here. You're guilty. Please, miss me. Now let me talk about this real quick. We're going to end on this note right here. Because I did want to talk about this. Now, Governor Wes Moore recently did something on Juneteenth. Okay, let me pull this up. Hold up. Do I got the right one? Yeah, I do. Matter of fact, do I want to play this before? Let me play this right quick. Before I get into that, let me play this before that. Just to give y'all some context. Let me play this right quick. Just to give y'all some context. Now, Governor Wes Moore, he's the governor of Maryland, okay? And recently he had voted against this study for reparations in Maryland, okay? Oh, wrong link. Hold up. Wrong screen. Now, that's why when I'm about to show y'all, hold on. Let me show y'all this first, though. It's kind of interesting, though. Let's see. Let me show y'all this clip. Hold up. Let me get past this ad. I hope I don't get copyrighted. I'm going to copyright this. Lord Jesus, I really hate this. Let me not show it. Maybe I shouldn't show it. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to play it down, play the audio. Let's see if that works. Damn, this long-ass ad. What the hell? Come on now. McDonald's. I ain't give a damn about that make value menu. Greatest.
Federal holiday that commemorates the freedom of African Americans enslaved in the U.S. in 1865. Maryland Governor Wes Moore is defending his recent decision to veto a bill that would have created a commission to study slavery reparations in the state. Now, the governor is seen as a rising star in the Democratic Party, but his veto angered some state and congressional.
Deep respect for the General Assembly and the Black Caucus and the work that they've done. I just think we have a fundamental disagreement on how to get to the same ends. The legislation calls for 2 years of scholarship. Then bringing recommendations to the governor in 2 years. My point is this: I am the governor, and I don't need 2 years.
Governor Moore highlighted.
Now, I do agree with that. I don't think there should be 2 years of. I'm actually, that's what's up. That he don't need 2 years to know. He know we need reparations. But I mean, not even but. So yeah, actually, I mean, but it's still kind of weird that he voted against it. I'm not gonna lie, that was still kind of weird. But I do agree that we don't need a study. I mean, we've been studying. I think it's pretty clear. It's pretty obvious the discrepancies within Black America, the wealth gap stuff. I mean, it's pretty damn obvious. Literally every part of human activity is affected by white supremacy, dominated by white supremacy, and Black people are affected, are oppressed in every part of it. So it's like, I mean, what are we studying? Something that we already know. So, I mean, I do agree with that. You shouldn't need 2 years to do something that we already know about. But let me see.
Administration is undertaken in Maryland, including contracts to Black-owned businesses, creating a program to increase property values and home ownership in historically redlined communities. He told me it's all part of the action he's taking to reduce the racial gap, the racial wealth gap in Maryland.
I am proud of that. And I know that in this, that the work of repair that our state requires, that means it must be met with a season of action. And that's the thing that I'm focused on.
I guess what other people are calling reparations, this is what you're talking about right now. These are the reparations that are already being made. Is that what you're saying?
The work of repair is about fixing systems. And it's something that I think that actually when people talk about racism and the historic impacts of racism, again, where my fundamental disagreement is that people talk about it like it's an act. Racism isn't an act, right? If a person says, well, I don't wear a hood, or I don't say the N-word, therefore I'm not racism. Racism is not an act. Racism is a system. It's a system that has allowed an 8-to-1 racial wealth gap in the state of Maryland. That's not because one group is working 8 times harder. It's a system that has allowed children to attend schools.
Okay, I'm not about to let them go on the whole tangent, but y'all get the deal. And I kind of half agree with that, because racism is more than just, I mean, it is a system, but it's also the actions backed by that system. So yes, racism is still action, it's thought, it's speech. Racism is all three of those. It's all four of those. All three of those backed by the system. So to say that it's not an act, yeah, it is. It's still racist if you call if a white person uses the N-word, just like we just went on Mexican 02 who was using the N-word. That's racist. Okay. And the fact that he can use a system that slightly backs him because he might identify as a white Latino. Yeah, you know, so yeah, it's still an act, it's still a thought, it's still a speech, but it's also that being backed by the system of white supremacy. So yeah, racism, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, yeah. But that's that leftist kind of talk that's like, you know, whatever. But now recently, okay, so on Juneteenth, let me play this. Just recently on Juneteenth, he did something very interesting. Let's see this. Let me play this right quick.
Today, here, I'm announcing our first round of just community designations in the state of Maryland for upwards of $400 million. $400 million to increase assets. $400 million to increase home ownership. $400 million to increase home values. Last year, I pardoned over 175,000 cannabis convictions for paraphernalia convictions. Today, I will once again use my constitutional powers to sign an additional 7,000 pardons for similar convictions. We've invested over $1.3 billion in the Maryland's HBCU. We've delivered more than $800 million of state contracts to Black-owned businesses in the state of Maryland. We are just getting started, guys. We're not flinching. We're all we need. The work of repair is now.
See, it's like I kind of like that, but I'm like, you're kind of losing me too, because although that is a part of reparations, you know, reparations, baby, we need to cut the check. We need that land. Okay. What are we talking about? Those are two of the major things. So that's automatically kind of red flaggish to me when it's kind of like you're deterring from that. You know what I'm saying? And trying to make it seem like you're for something that you're not really for. Okay. Reparations includes cutting a check. It's very simple. It's very quite simple. Okay. He's on $400 million for all of these different programs and things of that nature. Even releasing all of them people off cannabis charges. It's like, that's what's up. But did you release Black Americans, specifically Black Americans, or were some of those? I guarantee you, all of those people weren't Black Americans. A lot of them may have been Black, if that. But most of them, you know what I'm saying? But your terminology needs to be specific. I'm releasing specifically Black Americans from, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, I'm like, putting money in HBCUs. Okay, reparations include things for all as reparation. I mean, it's repairing Black people in the masses. Okay, the general population, the majority of us. Okay, so I mean, you're talking about just a subset of Black people when you're talking about HBCUs. I mean, that's what's up. But I mean, even in HBCUs, you got a lot of non-Black Americans going to HBCUs, especially in Maryland specifically. There's a lot of non-Black Americans up here, period. A lot of Africans, a lot of Caribbeans, a lot of Africans specifically up here. So a lot of that will be granted. A lot of those, you're talking about that money, that's going to help out a lot of non-Black Americans in these HBCUs as well. Even the ones that do have a lot of Black Americans. So I'm like, that's cool, but that's not really reparations. You know, that's like doing what you can for the community, but that's not really, you know, I wouldn't consider that reparations. But let me just read a little bit of this article. Maryland Governor Wes Moore visited the historic Bethel AME Church in Cambridge, Maryland on Juneteenth, where he unveiled Just Communities, a $400 million initiative aimed at reducing the racial wealth gap. Moore said his administration will target state investments which help reduce, and let me just say this too, because the wealth gap, absolutely has affects black people on the grassroots. You're talking about average black people, just the average households of white households versus black households is a tremendous gap. But a lot of that has to do with control. There's a lack of control. There's a lack of ownership within the black community. Period. That's no coincidence. That's the dominant society owns and controls the majority of things in every level of human activity. So that's a major problem. Giving money to black people is only like a band-aid because we don't own anything, or we don't own enough for that money to stay within our community long enough to even really fix that wealth gap. So it's like, again, that's not really reparations. You know, I'm not really seeing how that's reparations, but let's continue. Moore said his administration will target state investments which help reduce decades of discriminatory policies, including redlining, urban highway construction, and mass incarceration, which is like, okay. Again, most black people ain't in jail. So it's like mass incarceration. I mean, that is something that highly affects black Americans, but we're talking about, again, you know, okay. On that same day, June 19th, Moore signed an executive clemency order that will make it nearly 7,000 citizens currently living under the cloud of misdemeanor charges of simple cannabis possession cases eligible for pardon. Again, it says citizens, not black Americans. That's not really specific for black America. You know what I'm saying? That's not really specific for black Americans. I'm just saying. He added that breaking the news on Juneteenth, a holiday commemorating the effective end of slavery, which it wasn't the end of slavery. We know that. Wasn't the end of slavery, because slavery has been tracked all the way up until the 1990s. We talking about that. It allegedly ended in 1865. There's literally brothers and sisters that were still in chains or still enslaved, still on people's cotton fields in the 1900s, going all the way up to the 1990s. I literally seen a brother that was literally on somebody's plantation and didn't know anything about Dr. King, Martin. He lived through all of that and had no idea that shit was going on because he was in the rural South. And he was never told that black people were free. So, yeah, anyways. Moving on. He added breaking the Juneteenth. The United States was not an arbitrary decision, but one made by design. I choose Juneteenth intentionally because in many ways it's a celebration that includes contradictions. Of course, we acknowledge the freedom that finally came for the enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, and other parts of the state on June 19th. But freedom was also a loose term because it had its limits. Not only that, but also was not the end. Freedom for newly freed former slaves did not include the ability for them to generate wealth and pass that wealth down to their children. It felt it was appropriate to use Freedom Day, another name for Juneteenth, as an entree to both. To both introduce and discuss some of the most aggressive actions ever taken in our state's history to reduce the racial wealth gap. During the announcement, Moore approved the official first Just Communities 419 of Maryland's 1463 census tactics, which will receive a 5-year designation and priority consideration for competitive Department of Housing and Community Development, state funding up to $400 million in fiscal year and 2026 existing funds. Moore said that Just Communities designations, which goes into effect on July 1st, will create opportunities for neighborhoods that have been historically underserved and right the wrongs of the past. When the state systematically excluded certain groups from equal participants in the benefits. Now, that's what I'm like, not to say that this can't be effective, but under this system, it's only going to be but so effective. You know, it's like a band-aid. It's not replacing the system white supremacy with a system of justice. That is the only way out. That is the only way to balance. So, I mean, in reparations, cut the check. Giving us our land back is a huge part of that. So Just Communities is an integral part of my administration's work of repair initiative, which is all about access, inclusion, and wealth. And while we face inevitable budget cuts and a $3 billion deficit, we're proving that you can be fiscally responsible and disciplined in this current budget and do the work of repair. We've approved tax cuts and the middle class for the middle class and appropriated capital for the just communities, all in the name of ongoing initiatives. So yeah, middle class again. I mean, these are not term specific words. I'm not feeling that. Based on a just community designation, which created a new geographic data layer to target state investment, a potential just community must have past and current economic and housing trends that demonstrate a need for reinvestment in the area. It must also demonstrate that the community has been impacted by forms of legal racial segregation, such as redlining, urban renewal or highway projects, high state imprisonment rates, and unequal exposure to environmental and health hazards. 17 of Maryland's 24 counties and the city of Baltimore have qualifying just community census tracts. Counties with highest number of qualifying tracts include Baltimore City, 167, Prince George's County, 89. Baltimore, 49, and Montgomery County. In Montgomery, which is Montgomery County, yeah. All of those are pretty much predominantly black counties. So, that's what's up. That's what I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like I can't get all the way with it. Candidates' parties extend more second chance policies in June 2024, Moore signed an executive order granting pardons for more than 175 convictions. At the same time, Moore said pardons automatically apply to eligible individuals and requiring no action from them were issued to address the disproportionate impact of past cannabis criminalization of communities of color and remove barriers to housing, employment, and education. Yeah, but that didn't just affect communities of color. And then communities of color, so yeah, I can't get with this. I don't know. This type of language to me is codified. It's like, it sounds good. It's kind of like Kamala. Like, it's, how she did that lift act that she had. Like, I'm not going to do anything. Let me get this straight. I'm not going to do anything specifically for Black people. But what we are going to do is we're going to uplift the communities that need the most. And as we uplift those communities that need these tax breaks and need these, whatever the hell she was talking about the most, that will in turn affect the Black people that have been affected. And it's like, bro, that's like, it's trick language. I can't get jiggy with that, man. I'm not, that's trick language to me. I don't know. It's you coming off a little disingenuous. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You talking about he giving out how much did he say he was giving out specifically to Black contractors? And we'll see. Black contractors doesn't just include Black American. Again, it's a lot of Africans up here. So are we giving them out to Black American contractors? Or are we giving them out to just anybody who considers themselves Black? Because these Africans are running around all day talking about I'm African. And as soon as you say, hey, I got money for Black folk, I'm Black. Now I'm Black. All the Caribbeans, now I'm Black. The Ethiopians, now I'm Black. The damn Eritreans, now I'm Black. These Indians like Kamala, now I'm Black. So it's like, who are we considering Black? It needs to be strict language for Black Americans. You're going to do this on a holiday for June for Black Americans and not use specific language of foundational Black Americans, at least fucking African Americans. Damn, something. Descendants of American chattel slavery, something. You got to be a little more specific, though, because when you start getting to people of color, you start just saying Black as a term, when all of these non-Black people are starting to take on that word and just use it to their advantage for situations like this specifically, you got to be careful. It's too many tethers up here for you to be using language like that. And Westmore, I'm sure you know that. Is he a tether? Is he FBA? Do I know if he FBA or not? Let me look it up right quick. Let me just see this. Let me see if I can find it. Governor Westmore ethnicity. I wonder if he's FBA. Let's see. If he's not an FBA, that's going. I'm gonna be like, that's really gonna turn me off. Born Wesley Watande Amari Moore. Whoa, Watande. This nigga got to be. This nigga ain't FBA. This nigga not FBA. 43 Westmore already had a long African American, African Jamaican Cuban. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, hold up. Tether things. This nigga not FBA. Hold up. What the hell? What is up with that ad? Egregious. Let's see. Westmore is an American politician, investment banker. It says his ethnicity is African American and African Jamaican Cuban. So maybe he's half FBA. Already seen when that damn name popped up. I said, hold up, what was it? Watande? I'm like, ain't no way in the hell this nigga FBA. That don't even sound FBA. Watande don't sound nowhere near like your parents was born, man. I ain't never heard a nigga name they child know that. Watande, anything on with an Ande, usually unless it's Andre, that ain't no damn FBA. I don't know about that. Westmore is an American politician, blah, 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 blah. He is the son of Joy Thomas, a media professional, and William Wesley Moore, broadcast news journalist. After his father's death, he was raised by his mother and maternal grandparents in the Bronx. In the Bronx, a lot of tethers up there too. There's a lot of tethers up there in the Bronx. West is married to Dawn Flythe, with whom he has 2 children. West's maternal grandfather was Reverend Dr. James Thomas. He was a minister and some. Maternal grandmother was named Wendell. Wendell was born in Cuba. So his maternal grandmother was named Wendell, and she was born in Cuba and later moved to Jamaica. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I can't trust it, man. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I don't trust that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't trust it. Like, he sound good. That's why I'm like, that's that shit. That's that leftist, that democratic tactic that they use. Kamala do the same thing. I don't need 2 years to study reparations. I can repair. We can start repairing right now. Well, then cut the check. You go to repairing. We put money in the HBCUs. You lost me. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay. We repairing, nigga. I thought we was repairing the system of white supremacy, replacing it with a system of justice. I thought we was trying to get some actual reparations to Black America, and you talking about putting money in HBCUs, nigga. You miss me. You're losing me. I think he out here. I think this is trickery, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This might be trickery. I think he out here just trying to throw some money to the non-FBAs and cover it up like it's some FBA, like it's an FBA agenda or something really for us. And this don't look like it's for us, man. This ain't, what's his name again? Watande. Yeah, Watande, he playing. I think Watande on bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not rocking with that. I don't think that's it, man. Hell nah, he got his name from the Lion King. I gotta make a meme out of that reaction. I might cut that up and put that on Instagram. But yeah, Caribbean, yeah, he's confirmed tether. Wow, he's a confirmed tether. Damn, I'm late to the party. That nigga's a tether. Why didn't y'all say that when I first brought it up? Y'all could have told me he was a tether when I wasn't even reading the comments. But if y'all would have said that, maybe I would have just known from the jump that this was some bull. Because that's given. Yeah, Watande. Yeah, I don't trust that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't trust that, man. He talking about the black contractors, man. That shit it's a lot of Ethiopian, a lot of African. I mean, Africans in general, but a lot of Eritrean, a lot of Ethiopian, a lot of Nigerians, it's a lot of non-FBAs out here in Maryland that could easily go under the radar. You give it to a couple Black American contractors, and the rest of them go to non-FBAs. And now you got all these tethers up here just like him talking about yes, they did these are reparations. We got our reparations. And Black Americans over here still in the same fucked up predicament because you done gave out all the money to all these fucking and even if you had given it to us, again, it wouldn't change the predicament that we're in, but so much. Because it's more than just a little bit of funding to the businesses. It's more than just a little bit of funding to HBCUs. It's more than just getting, you know what I'm saying? Even the cannabis thing was low-key like a dog whistle. It's like, what do we, again, if you're not talking about specifically getting Black Americans out for cannabis charges, it looks a little weird. It could be anybody. It's a whole lot of niggas up here that they got cannabis charges. What are we talking about for the last couple? It's white people up here too. They got cannabis charges. So, yeah. Out of how many of that 175,000 that you released last year, how many of those people were actually foundational Black Americans? That's what I would like to know. But the fact that you don't got that up there is kind of telling. So, yeah, that looks like a farce. To say the least. We've been up here for a little minute though. You know, I had a stretch. I had a feeling I was gonna be. That's why I just didn't even say nothing. I'm like, I had hella stuff I knew I wanted to go over. I'm like, whatever, fuck it. We just gonna do a long show tonight. I appreciate y'all staying in here though. Y'all been up here rocking with me. It's almost 1 a.m, man. It's 1 a.m. on a Monday. Y'all still up in here. That's crazy. I love to see it. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all some real ones rocking with the realest. Let me get up off here and let y'all go to bed. Make sure y'all listen to the playback. Please leave a comment below. Before you get off this video, go leave a comment in the comment section, okay? I do appreciate you in advance. Let me know about anything, any one of the topics that I'm talking about tonight. Just leave a comment on one of them and share the video and hit that damn like button. You better hit that damn like button, okay? Now let me get on that trim with my belt. Now, y'all been seeing that trim when they be like, y'all better listen to my boyfriend. Listen to my mom's, look what my mom created or look what my boyfriend created. Y'all better listen to that. Y'all better like that damn button, okay? Share the video. Make sure you already subscribe to the channel. You should already be subscribed. If you're not, I don't know what you're doing, okay? Get up on that. Other than that, baby, that's all I got. Shout out to the chat. And follow me on Instagram, ZZ Rants. Follow me on TikTok, ZZ Rants. Follow me on Twitter, ZZ Rants. And y'all know I'm on Twitch now with my sister. If y'all want to see me off the late night, see me doing something different, talking about something different, you know, switching up a little bit and getting the energy with my sister, subscribe to the Twitch. We are the A-Twins on Twitch. And make sure you go over to For the Culture as well, because I'm over there with my brother Afro. So we doing our thing over there too. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel as well. I appreciate y'all so much for being here. It's been a great night. Okay, I'm glad we got to cover all this and get it out the way. All right. It's a blessing. Again, shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Tia, Omega, Mansoor, Dave Young, PD, something. I'm about to say the Marcus Moore, Spirit of Justice, Tip Dilbert or something like that. Russell, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Peace. Be one. We do not play, but I agree. You fuck with the team. Might find your West in the creek. We crossing our T's. We don't never miss a beat.